Parth Sharma this side, bringing you the best chess games going around the world. Do take time to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can support me financially at Patreon and PayPal because your support is my motivation. The links are in the description. You can see them. So, back to the chess. My favorite game from round 8 was between Vidit Gujrathi and Levon Aronian. Vidit was having a tough time. He was having a terrible time to say the least. He lost 3 games against Caruana in a drawing position, against Aronian in a winning position, and he totally collapsed with white pieces against Wang Hao. That was so sad to see the Indian collapsing in this rapid play. And not to forget, he was consuming a lot of time making his moves. So he's playing against Aronian, to whom he lost in a winning position, and now he has white pieces. So can he bounce back? Let's have a look. Will it opens with d4, and it's again Nimzo Indian by Levon Aronian, and f3. Very sharp line indeed. So Vidit is desperate to win this game. So he's trying every little thing to pump himself up. Just go for it. So again, ambitious move played by Vidit. f3, d5 from Aronian, a3, bishop goes back to e7, and now e4, just so striking into the center and possibly trying to knock this knight off from here, possibly here. This was taken, pawn takes, and now c5. So Aronian also matching fire with fire. So he's also playing very quickly. He's also playing in a counter-attacking style. We all know Levon Aronian is a good tactician, has very great skill in these openings. d5. So with pushing his pawn and creates a passed d pawn. Aronian castles, bishop e2. So now focus is to develop his king side and castle ASAP. And now knight bd7. Well, in my opinion, the best move should have been h3. Try to knock this bishop here, but Vidit played d6, which is quite okay, but it's kind of puts this pawn in a very weak position, because now this pawn, although it is a passed pawn into the black's territory, but still it doesn't have a pawn support, and if you don't have a pawn friend, as I say, then your times won't last too long. So here, bishop f8, bishop was attacked, and now h3, again one move late. As we are going through the analysis of games, little by little, bishop h5, bishop goes back, and knight b5, just giving more protection to this knight, and rook b8. So it looks as if white can gain a pawn, but no. After knight takes a7, you can see the queen is overloaded. So bishop takes, and if queen takes, then rook takes e2 with a good position for black, and this knight sits very poor here. So after rook b8, it's bishop f4, giving more protection to this pawn, now with 3 pieces. That's the problem of playing d6. a6, and knight jumps onto c7 square. Okay, attacking the rook, but rook e4 attacks the bishop. Bishop goes back to g3, and Aronian captures. That was his plan. Bishop takes, so rook b8 also defends, so that rook can come to d4. That was the plan that Aronian was trying to execute when he played rook b8. So rook d4 attacks the queen, queen e1, and now bishop takes d6. So he's a pawn up in this situation, but the position looks quite level now. Even after that, knight d5, bishop takes g3, queen takes g3, and there's still compensation. This rook looks quite odd, just tied down here. White has a lot of activity, the rooks are connected. Soon this rook might come here, and this knight sits very well on d5 square. If knight is taken, then bishop takes. More pressure will be on f7 square. Should be very good. So he plays king h8. So now he's preparing to take it, and after bishop takes, there won't be any pin. And not to forget, the king gets out from this pin as well. Rook a1 from Vidit, and here I thought b5 would have been a better move because that undermines this pawn's protection of this knight, and this knight will have to recapture, oh sorry, capture, and then this knight will recapture, and black has a fantastic center with a pawn up, although this rook is very much tied down in defense of this pawn. It isn't doing so. It's a good compensation for white in this position. And queen f8 was played by Aronian, which was quite dubious, I should say, in this position, because after rook takes d4, c takes d4, this pawn looks a little bit loose, and there's not a good defense to this pawn. b4, so this stops the only route of defense for black to defend this pawn, and now white will put its forces behind that pawn, and we'll see sooner rather than later this pawn will be gobbled up. Let's go through. Knights were exchanged, bishop takes, that's the move I was talking about now. Rook takes f7 is a serious threat. Knight f6 blocks that. Queen e5, looking at this pawn. Knight takes bishop, c takes bishop, so now there is a passed pawn in the center of the board, and black's passed pawn isn't doing much. f6, and queen captures the pawn on d4. Rook d8, let's try to block it with the rook. Rook e1. So basic intention to take this open file and try to push this pawn. If this pawn comes here, then rook e8 would be very good move indeed. h6 was played, and now rook e6. So now Vidit is gaining his ground, he's gaining his confidence. h6 was a little bit passive. Okay, he's trying to give his king some room, but it isn't a threat at the moment. Queen f7, just trying to shield the 7th rank, all the pieces. Queen e4, now battering down here. This is a very good move, and also looking at this move as well, with a very good intention to play d6 and d7. Let's see how it goes. Queen c7, and he should have played d6 here with it, but he just went into the motion. Let's see why he should have played d6. If d6, then rook takes won't be possible because this will be checkmate. But here he plays a4. Well, this keeps this pawn loose, and so does this pawn. But if you don't play d6 now, then when will you play it? Well, okay, king g8, rook e7, very good move. Queen b6, check. King goes to h1. Queen d6 now. This queen is standing right in front of the pawn, and I was a little bit surprised. Why didn't he take the pawn? He played a5 in this position. Well, little bit dubious. Well, if you're getting a pawn and there is no subsequent threat, then you just take it. If he plays then this, then you can exchange. You have 2-1 majority on the queen side, and must be able to bring your king here and to convert this. Maybe Vidit had some other plans in this position. Plays f5. Aronian plays f5. Queen e6 check. Queens were off, and we reach our friendly rook and king endgame. Rook and pawn endgame, I should say. Rook d1 check, king h2 the only move, and now rook e1. So excuse me, the rule says that, or I should say the pretty idea, or the ideas suggest that rook should be behind the pawn, not in front of the pawn, and black's rook is behind this pawn. King g3, rook e4, trying to attack this. Simple move would have been play g5, try to put pressure on white king towards king side. Rook takes b7, so he ditches the pawn. King f4. I thought rook b6 would also have been played, but still position looks better. g6 and king f3. Well, he could have played g4 and just to exchange everything here and eliminating all the threats that could have been on the king side, and then rook b6, because all the pawns are at now 6th rank and these pawns would fall if rook b6 comes. Okay, king f8. Now this was a critical error. He should have played g5 in this position, with the ideas of b5 making a pass pawn, a takes, rook takes, and now f4. So this 3-2 majority on the king side, and this lone pawn and rook is at the side of the pawn, not at the back of the pawn, so the position would have been playable. But after king f8, rook b6, now trying to make a passed pawn in this position, and as I said, pawns on the 6th rank, they look very loose indeed. Rook e4 and rook takes a6. Now rook takes g6 would have been better, but this leaves white with a rook's pawn as the passed pawn. Rook takes g6 and now rook b5. So he's hunting behind this pawn, which was a bit casual. He should have tried to check it, this king, but the king would have come up and gobbled up this pawn. So okay, pragmatically speaking, he just played the move on the instinct, you can say. a6. This is very tough rook and pawn endgame now. If this king tries to come here, then this can be a draw. Well, h5. Now Vidit would be under serious pressure after losing 3 games. There comes the opportunity, and he should convert this. Let's see. King f4, king f7, rook c6, h4. So now Aronian is try to fix this pawn here and probably try to create some stalemating tricks. King g5, rook b2, attacking this pawn. He will take the pawn anyway, I should say. King takes f5, rook f2 check, king g4. Now Vidit has 3 pawns against Aronian's 1 pawn. Will he be able to convert this one? He should. Rook takes g2 check, king takes h4. Now the problem is this king is now cut here, and it would be very difficult for this pawn to advance, and in the meantime black would try to put pressure with his king and try to bring the king closer to this pawn. But let's see how that goes. Rook g1. Rook a2 would have been better just to stop a7. But he just wants to cut this king here. King h5. This is getting very tricky. Rook g3 attacking the pawn. h4. King g7. So this king is somewhat fixed here. It just cannot come out. And things look very shaky. So he tries rook c7 check. Good move from Vidit. King f6. a7. Rook a3 comes behind the pawn. But this passed pawn is way too much for black. King g4. Rook a4 check. King f3. King g6. Cannot take it because the rook has to keep an eye on that pawn. King e3. So king is coming closer now to remove this rook from here. And basically its intention is to put itself on b8, so that if rook check comes, then you can block and then you can promote it. But well, let's see, not so easy. King h5, king d3, rook a1, king d4, king takes h4, king c5, king g5, king b6, king f6, king b7, rook b1 check, and after king c8, Aronian resigned the game. If you put the rook here, then king b8, as I said, and if you check, then rook blocks and you promote on the next turn. So finally Vidit breaks the mojo, breaks the jinx. Congratulations to Vidit. It's very difficult psychologically to come back after those two, or I should say those three heartbreaking losses against Caruana, against Aronian with black, and against Wang Hao, where he totally collapsed with white pieces. So that will be a very good confidence booster for young Vidit Gujrathi. I hope you like this game. Things aren't looking very well for the Indian team, but okay, they won against the rest of the world. Pentala Hari Krishna won a very beautiful game in round 7, and there was another game which was a draw, which I will show you tomorrow. But till then, take care, stay safe. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.